So today is just a quick video about the different types of bonding that you might find in chemistry. So first off, we have ionic bonding. So this is when you have a transfer of electrons, transfer being the key word. It's between a metal and a non-metal ion. So like down here, a sodium, metal, and chlorine, a non-metal. The metal will lose the electron, shown as the cross in this diagram, and form a positive ion. And the non-metal will gain this electron. As you can see, it has the 7 electrons in the outer shell, and that will form a negative ion. And the charge difference, so the attraction between a positive and a negative charge, is what causes the bond. So they are now attracted and joined by an ionic bond. So next up we have covalent bonding. So this is a shared pair of electrons. It's between 2 non-metal ions. It can form giant covalent structures, so things like diamond is a covalent structure. And you've got examples like shown here as hydrogen, H2. This is obviously the simplest example. But here both hydrogen has 1 electron in its outer shell, and they're sharing these 2 electrons. So both of them have 2 electrons in the outer shell, and the electrons are shared between them. Then we have metallic bonding. So this is obviously between metals, and it's a bond between the positive ion, shown as the circles here, and the delocalized electrons as little electrons shown in there. These delocalized electrons can move freely throughout the structure, and they are shared throughout the structure as well. So it's a very strong bond. And these delocalized electrons that can move around, they're just lost from these positive ions. So when drawing diagrams, for example, if there are 12 positive ions here, there should be 12 electrons floating around. And these delocalized electrons are also what gives metal properties such as good electrical conductivity, good heat transfer, good conductors, everything like that. And in terms of strength, ionic bonds are also extremely strong. So again, charge difference is a really, really strong bond. Covalent bonds, again, slightly not quite as strong, but still very strong. The shared pair, it's quite difficult to break. Obviously, things like hydrogen, oxygen, O2, they all exist as divalent ions. And again, that's this shared pair of electrons. So it's not an easy bond to break. None of these are particularly. These are all quite strong chemical bonds, and breaking these requires a chemical reaction.